Welcome back to USA Legend Archive. In today's video, we highlight the American celebrities and notable figures from around the world who have recently passed away. We are here to honor their lives and the lasting impact they left behind. Before we proceed, please show your support by giving this video a like as a sign of respect for these legends. Your engagement is very important to us. Thank you for joining us, and let's begin the tribute. Mike Westbrook, the pioneering British jazz composer and band leader whose music reshaped the boundaries of the genre, passed away on April 11, 2026, at the age of 90. His death marks the end of a career that refused to separate tradition from invention, and instead wove them into something entirely his own. As many celebrity tributes 2026 have already noted, his passing represents a profound loss for the international music community. Born in Buckinghamshire in 1936, Westbrook's journey began not in conservatories, but in experimentation, forming early ensembles that treated jazz as a living workshop between composition and improvisation. If you find inspiration in artists who challenge the status quo, joining our community by subscribing is a great way to discover more stories like his. Over the decades, he created expansive works that drew from sources as varied as William Blake's poetry, Duke Ellington's legacy, and even Abbey Road, culminating in performances at venues such as the Royal Albert Hall, where his music entered the BBC Proms program. In 1988, he was appointed OBE for his contribution to music. Yet Westbrook never settled into comfort. He resisted the confines of genre, often working outside mainstream recognition and finding deeper appreciation abroad than at home. His collaborations with his wife, Kate Westbrook, became central to a body of work that blurred the line between jazz, theater, and literature. Mike Westbrook did not simply play jazz, he reimagined what it could be, leaving behind a body of work as restless and searching as the man himself. Afrika Bambaataa helped shape a culture before the world knew what to call it. In the Bronx of the 1970s, he was among the figures who turned block parties into something larger, laying the groundwork for what would become hip-hop. Starting as a DJ influenced by Kool Herc, he built a following through sound, rhythm, and presence. But his contribution went beyond music. By transforming a street gang into the Universal Zulu Nation, he pushed hip-hop toward a sense of identity and social purpose, linking beats with community and message. That influence carried across generations. His early experiments with electronic sounds and sampling helped expand what hip-hop could be, long before it became a global industry. Yet his legacy remains divided. In later years, allegations of sexual abuse, denied by Bambaataa, cast a long shadow over his reputation, forcing a difficult reassessment of his place in history. Afrika Bambaataa died in 2026 at the age of 68 after battling cancer. News of his passing has circulated among the reports of American legends who died today, sparking intense debate over his impact. His life reflects both creation and contradiction, how something powerful can change the world, even as the person behind it remains deeply contested. Breaking news. Cliff Richard is one of the most enduring names in British music, but behind that success is a life shaped by discipline, difficult choices, and a quiet sense of solitude that never fully disappeared. He was born as Harry Roger Webb in 1940 in British India. When his family moved to England after independence, life became much harder. They lived in a small home without heating, his father struggled to find stable work, and money was always tight. As a child, Cliff learned early how to stay quiet, control his emotions, and endure discomfort without complaint. Everything began to change when he discovered music. Inspired by Elvis Presley and early American rock and roll, he started singing in youth clubs and small venues. In 1958, at just 17, he recorded "Move It," a song that quickly climbed to #2 on the UK charts. That moment didn't just launch his career, it helped define British rock and roll. During the 1960s, Cliff became one of the biggest stars in the country. Songs like "Living Doll," "The Young Ones," and "Summer Holiday" made him a household name. Even when the Beatles rose to global fame, he remained relevant, something very few artists managed to do. But unlike many others, Cliff avoided the excess lifestyle of fame. He chose discipline, stayed away from scandals, and focused on maintaining a clean public image. In 1966, he made a decision that changed everything. He publicly embraced his Christian faith, and while it gave him personal clarity, it also affected his career. Some fans drifted away, and his popularity began to shift. By the mid-1970s, his music was no longer dominating the charts, and for the first time, he faced the possibility of being forgotten. Instead of giving up, Cliff adapted. In 1976, he released "Devil Woman," which became a major hit in the United States. A few years later, "We Don't Talk Anymore" topped charts worldwide, proving he could evolve with the times. Over the decades, he sold more than 250 million records, becoming one of the best-selling artists in history. His personal life, however, followed a very different path. Cliff never married and never had children. He experienced several meaningful relationships, including a long connection with Olivia Newton-John and a later relationship with Sue Barker. But in each case, the relationships did not last. He once admitted that his career often came before personal commitments, making long-term love difficult. In 2014, he faced one of the most challenging moments of his life. His home was searched during an investigation that was broadcast publicly. Although no charges were ever brought against him, the experience deeply affected him. It showed how quickly a reputation built over decades could be questioned in a single moment. He later took legal action and won, reinforcing the importance of privacy and fairness. Now at 85, Cliff Richard lives a quieter life. He still releases music and performs occasionally, but his focus has shifted. He spends more time in reflection, maintains his health, and continues his charitable work. Despite his success, he lives simply and values privacy over attention. If his music has ever meant something to you, then his story is not only about fame, but about consistency. A discipline and staying true to yourself even when the world changes around you. Ross, the boss Friedman, played loud, but his influence ran deeper than volume. Long before heavy metal-filled arenas, he was already shaping its edges and helping define punk at the same time. Born in the Bronx, Friedman co-founded the Dictators in the early 1970s, a band often cited as a precursor to punk. Their 1975 debut, "Go Girl Crazy," arrived before the movement had a name, mixing humor, aggression, and raw energy. Yet he didn't stay in one lane. By 1980, he had joined Manowar, helping build a different kind of sound, louder, grander, and rooted in fantasy-driven metal. If you believe the stories of these musical pioneers deserve to be remembered, consider subscribing to help us keep their history alive. That shift revealed a contrast, a guitarist grounded in street-level punk who also embraced the scale of heavy metal. Across both, his playing remained disciplined, even as the scenes around him thrived on chaos. In February 2026, Friedman revealed he had been diagnosed with ALS, a disease that gradually took away his ability to play. He died on March 26, 2026, at 72. While his name is often linked to the world of music, his loss was felt across the entire entertainment industry, mentioned alongside the famous actors who died in 2026 as a monumental figure in cultural history. His career suggests that influence isn't always about staying in one place. It's about helping build more than one world. Tommy DeCarlo wasn't supposed to be a rock star. He was a fan first. Someone singing along at home, posting covers online, holding on to music as something personal rather than professional. That changed in 2007. After the death of Boston's original singer, Brad Delp, DeCarlo's tribute recordings unexpectedly reached the band. What followed was unlikely. A Home Depot employee stepping onto major stages, eventually becoming the voice of Boston for a new era. He performed the band's classic songs for another generation and appeared on their 2013 album, Life, Love, and Hope. There was a quiet contrast in his story. While many chase fame, DeCarlo arrived at it late and carried himself without the distance that often comes with it. He remained, at heart, the fan who never stopped appreciating the music he was asked to carry forward. In September 2025, he was diagnosed with brain cancer. Despite treatment and setbacks, he continued fighting until the end. Tommy DeCarlo died on March 9, 2026, at 60. His life suggests that sometimes the most unexpected paths lead to the most genuine moments. Stedman Pearson moved in sync, with his siblings, with the music, and with a moment when pop was as much about image as it was about sound. As the eldest member of Five Star, he helped shape one of Britain's most recognizable family groups of the 1980s. Formed in 1983, under the guidance of their father, the group quickly rose with hits like Systematic and Rain or Shine, pairing polished vocals with tightly choreographed routines and striking coordinated style. At their peak, they collected chart success and a 1987 Brit Award, becoming one of the era's defining pop acts. Yet fame did not last in the same way. After the group's decline, Pearson stepped away from the spotlight, working as a dance teacher and in other roles, still connected to performance, but on a quieter scale. And that contrast defined him, from stadium lights to everyday life, without losing his sense of discipline or grace. Stedman Pearson died on March 10, 2025, at 60, after ongoing health issues, including dialysis. His story reflects a different kind of legacy, not just in fame, but in how one continues after it fades.